I am here with Kathy. Tell us a little bit about your business, where we're at, and then what it is that you do.
Okay, we're in Prescott Valley, Arizona, and so we practiced chiropractic for 42 years and wanted to just do a semi-retirement, but my dream had always been to run a quilt retreat. My group, which is in here now, we went to a quilt retreat in Sholo for 20 years. It was like the highlight of the year for us. So I wanted to do the same thing and offer that kind of service to other people to enjoy because quilters understand how awesome quilt retreats are.
Very cool. So tell me how it came to be a business.
Well, I knew that I wanted to do the business because that's the one that we went to. It was their business, and they had been doing it before quilt retreats were a thing. So they had it down to a science about how to run a quilt retreat. So I got lots of information from them and just, kind of try to create my own thing, but kind of use them as the model. And it's been successful. It's been really fun. Everybody has fun.
Awesome.
So do I.
And tell us about the people that come here. When you say quilt retreat, for those people that don't understand what that means, explain their experience when they come here.
So I always take groups of 8 people. I don't put the groups together. They come to me as 8 people, and they know each other before they get here. A lot of quilt guilds break off into smaller groups, and usually those groups are between 8 and 12 people. So they come here. I have 8 work tables, I have 8 chairs around the dining room, I have 8 beds. They come as 8 and they do their own thing. So I cook for them. They make 3 meals a day, and all they have to do is sew their brains out and have a good time. And they do.
Excellent. Excellent. So you'd say the quilting or sewing community is pretty tight? Like it's a pretty connected group?
I think it is. Quilt guilds are everywhere, and that's what holds a large group of people, but then you don't get to know each other. So most guilds break off into smaller groups. They call them friendship groups or mini groups or whatever, but they usually are, so that people can get to know each other.
That's fascinating. I love that. I love how that the relationship is part of the community. If you had to say who is your ideal customer, who does that person look like? And like how old are they? Do they tend to be certain ages? Do they tend to be?
They're all the same age. Because I don't know, quilters tend to be older, retired, or older people that are children are gone and they now have time to do this craft. My youngest person was probably 45 and my oldest was probably in her 90s. So it's that age group. And those are the ones that go to guild meetings because guild meetings happen during the day and working people can't leave work to go to a guild meeting. Some guilds are at nighttime, but most of them are during the day. So it would really be nice to have younger people because honestly, when this generation is gone, are people still going to do quilting? I hope they do because it's an art. It has become an art. And I know that people now see it as an art and really enjoy it as an art because if you look in quilt magazines or quilt shows, the quilts now are so artistic and creative, and so you see this as a process. These people, my group has been quilting for a long time. So if I watch my group, what they create and put on the design walls is different than what a new group would put on the design walls. They buy a quilt pattern, they buy a pattern and they make a pattern. And that's what they do. But my group, we might start with an idea about what we want, but then they progress and make it their own quilt. They don't just follow a pattern and follow a color design or whatever. They make it their own quilt. And that's so fun to see that happening.
So a lot of individual creativity.
Yes, and it's because quilting has progressed in its art for a long time now.
That's awesome. So let's go back again to your origination story. When you were going to start this, what were the steps that you took to start this business? Like, did you post advertisements online? Did you put flyers out? What was your progression of how did you get interest for that first batch of customers?
I made flyers and I took them to all of the quilt stores in Phoenix. There's 20 quilt stores in Phoenix. And I just put a stack of flyers in each quilt store. And I've only done that 3 times where I've actually taken more brochures down there, and now it's word of mouth. So all you had to do was get a few people because people talk.
Oh, wow.
Advertiser. I've never put an ad in a newspaper. I've never put an ad in a magazine. That's all I did was flyers.
And how long are you booked up till now?
I'm out. This year is completely booked up, and I'm half booked for next year.
Wow.
I only do 2 a month. So I'm not doing, every day, which that would be another whole story. You'd have to get enough, a lot more people. But I don't want to work that hard. So I only do two retreats a month. And they're either 3 days or 4 days because I'm here the whole time. I'm cooking, I'm taking care of any needs that they have. And so I don't want to work that hard. I'm semi-retired. I don't want to work that.
No, I love it though. Like you're still the creativity both is in the quilt, but it's also in the business model. Like you created a business around your lifestyle, and I love that integration because that's exactly what Jen and I really been trying to do with our life is building a business around our own lifestyle and what we want to do. So that's awesome to see even people that are semi-retired even have this level of creativity and entrepreneurial spirit. So super encouraging. What would you want to leave everybody with? Like, what's one piece of wisdom in your many years of being an entrepreneur and a business owner? What would be something that you want to leave to the next people, next generation?
Just have a plan and go for it. When we first started talking about doing a quilt retreat, I wanted to build a new building at our house. We have 40 acres, and I wanted to build a building just for a quilt retreat. Well, it was not practical. It was so expensive to build, and it was just not practical. We had this office. This was our chiropractic office, and 2,000 square feet. And a lady that worked for me, her husband said, well, they have the building. Why don't they just use that as a quilt retreat? It was like, that was what we needed to hear. And then it was easy. And I've had people tell me that the minute I had that idea, I never wavered. I just kept moving forward just because I knew exactly, I could see it when I was in the process of creating this space, and I just never gave up. It was like, it was just meant to be. So just keep going, move forward.
Awesome.
Have a dream, keep moving.
Awesome. Love it. CommonThreadsRetreat.com. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Kath.
You're very welcome.